Just because someone is an adult, it doesn't make them automatically emotionally mature. Another sign is if someone really struggles with dealing with disappointment, rejection, or losing. Let's be honest, none of us like any of those things, but if you know someone who really just cannot cope with it. Now, I'm not talking about having friends that you play board games with and one person keeps losing and losing and losing, and finally they just get up and say, I've had enough of this, and walk out and leave because they're just so sick of losing. That is probably understandable, especially if you are a relatively competitive person. But I'm talking more about someone that you know that freaks out, flips out, withdraws, or beats themselves up tirelessly if they ever experience a disappointment, a rejection, a failure, or a loss, where they are just so hard on themselves or they react in a really big way. Another sign is when someone really can't cope with disappointment, rejection, losing, or failing. Now, we see this in children all the time. When they lose, they might throw a tantrum. When they are disappointed, they might freak out. When they feel rejected, they might hide in their room and cry and cry and cry. These are understandable reactions for children because they haven't developed the emotional coping skills yet. They haven't developed that self-awareness or that ability to reflect. But when people are still doing that as adults, when they are throwing fits when things don't go their way, when they experience disappointment, when they blame other people for their failures, when they totally turn on themselves when they get rejected, or totally blame somebody else for that rejection. It's all their fault. It's because they're a terrible person. They don't know what they were doing. They don't know what they're thinking. Or I'm a terrible person. I don't have what it takes. I don't even know why I bother. I suck. That's another sign.